Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Nishit Kumar and with me is Renuka with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches PM Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission in Varanasi, says network for treatment and critical care will be developed across the country. 9 medical colleges in Uttar Pradesh inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, says UP will become the medical hub of northern India. Government determined to bring peace and development in Jammu and Kashmir, says Home Minister Amit Shah. MEA asserts India played a proactive role in building capacities of BIMSTEC member states across various sectors of regional cooperation. Over 102 crore 31 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered in the country so far. Recovery rate stands at 98.18%. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend 18th ASEAN India Summit on the 28th of this month virtually. Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan launches Phase 2 of Mahatma Gandhi National Fellowship, calls upon youth to act as catalysts of social change at grassroots. In Sudan, military dissolved civilian rule, arrests political leaders and declared a state of emergency. And in T20 World Cup cricket, Afghanistan take on Scotland in Sharjah. As India created history by administering 100 crore doses of vaccine against COVID-19, All India Radio salutes all the doctors, nurses, other frontline workers and all those who got vaccinated and made this possible. Even though the country has achieved this feat, we caution our listeners that the battle against COVID is not yet over. We appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and also help others get vaccinated. During the festival season, please follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today launched the PM Ayushman Bharat Infrastructure Mission from Varanasi with a total outlay of 64,180 crore rupees. Addressing a public meeting at Mehendiganj in Varanasi after launching the scheme nationwide, the Prime Minister said PM Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission aims to strengthen the critical healthcare network from village to block to the district to the regional and the national level in the next 4 to 5 years.
भविष्य में किसी भी महामारी से निपटने में हम तैयार हो, सक्षम हो, इसके लिए अपने हेल्थ सिस्टम को आज तैयार किया जा रहा है। कोशिश ये भी है कि बीमारी जल्दी पकड़ में आए, जांच में देरी ना हो। लक्ष्य ये है कि आने वाले 4-5 सालों में देश के गांव से लेकर ब्लॉक, जिला, रीजनल और नेशनल लेवल तक क्रिटिकल हेल्थ केयर नेटवर्क को सशक्त किया जाए.
Mr. Modi said under this mission his government will develop the network of treatment and critical care units in every nook and corner of the country with an aggressive approach. He said it will work to provide affordable, accessible and cheap holistic healthcare facilities in the country. The Prime Minister said through PM Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission, an entire ecosystem for services from treatment to critical research will be created in every corner of the country. The Prime Minister said the mission will establish a system to tackle the menace of future pandemics. The Prime Minister said the mission will address the different gaps in the health sector of the country and it will provide elaborate facilities for diagnostics and treatment. He said under this mission, health and wellness centers will be open in villages and cities and facilities like free medical consultation, free tests, free medicines will be provided in these centers.
आयुष्मान भारत हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर मिशन के 3 बड़े पहलू हैं. पहला, डायग्नोस्टिक और ट्रीटमेंट के लिए विस्तृत सुविधाओं के निर्माण से जुड़ा है. इसके तहत गांवों और शहरों में हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर खोले जा रहे हैं, जहां बीमारियों को शुरुआत में ही डिटेक्ट करने की सुविधा होगी. इन सेंटरों में फ्री मेडिकल कंसल्टेशन, फ्री टेस्ट, फ्री दवा ऐसी सुविधाएं भी मिलेगी.
Mr. Modi said for serious illness, 30,000 new critical care related beds are being added in 600 districts and referral facilities will be given in 125 districts under this mission. We have this report.
The Prime Minister Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission is a comprehensive program which aims to bring high-quality healthcare services for people to their localities. Under this centrally sponsored program, each district will get 90 to 100 crore rupees to strengthen the health system in districts along with facilities like medical oxygen and ventilators. The program has been launched in addition to the ongoing National Health Mission. It will also make communities self-reliant in the fight against major outbreak of disease and pandemics at niche level so that large-scale casualties can be prevented. The Prime Minister said hilly areas and northeastern regions states have been given a special focus in this program. Mr. Modi also dedicated 28 different projects and works related to infrastructure, railway, agriculture, urban development and tourism with a cost over 5,189 crore rupees for his parliamentary constituency Varanasi. Narendra Kumar Rai, AIR News, Varanasi.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated 9 medical colleges in Uttar Pradesh today. The medical colleges are situated in Siddharthnagar, Etah, Hardoi, Pratapgarh, Fatehpur, Deoria, Ghazipur, Mirzapur and Jaunpur districts. Addressing a gathering in Siddharthnagar, the Prime Minister said that the medical colleges inaugurated today will enhance the health infrastructure in Purvanchal.
इन 9 नए मेडिकल कॉलेजों के निर्माण से करीब 2,500 नए बेड तैयार हुए हैं। 5,000 से अधिक डॉक्टर और पैरामेडिकल के लिए रोजगार के नए अवसर बने हैं। इसके साथ ही हर वर्ष सैकड़ों युवाओं के लिए मेडिकल की पढ़ाई का नया रास्ता खुला है।
The Prime Minister said that former governments used to indulge in corruption and oligarchy, due to which the people of UP suffered a lot. He said the current government has given several medical-related facilities to the people.
जिस पूर्वांचल को पहले की सरकारों ने बीमारियों से जूझने के लिए छोड़ दिया था, वही अब पूर्वी भारत का मेडिकल हब बनेगा। ये धरती अब देश को बीमारियों से बचाने वाले अनेक डॉक्टर देने वाली है। जिस पूर्वांचल को दिमागी बुखार से हुई दुखद मौतों की वजह से बदनाम कर दिया गया था, वही पूर्वांचल, वही उत्तर प्रदेश पूर्वी भारत को सेहत का नया उजाला देने वाला है।
The Prime Minister lauded the Yogi Adityanath government for eliminating the encephalitis disease from Purvanchal. He said Purvanchal will emerge as a new hub of health infrastructure. The Prime Minister said the government has introduced one nation, one exam policy to ease the tension of the medical aspirants.
युवाओं को देश भर में अलग अलग एंट्रेंस टेस्ट की टेंशन से मुक्ति दिलाने के लिए वन नेशन वन एग्जाम को लागू किया गया है। इससे खर्च की भी बचत हुई है और परेशानी भी कम हुई है। मेडिकल शिक्षा गरीब और मिडिल क्लास की पहुंच में हो, इसके लिए प्राइवेट कॉलेज की फीस को नियंत्रित रखने के लिए कानूनी प्रावधान भी किए गए हैं। स्थानीय भाषा में मेडिकल की पढ़ाई न होने से भी बहुत दिक्कतें आती थी। अब हिंदी सहित अनेक भारतीय भाषाओं में भी मेडिकल की बेहतरीन पढ़ाई का विकल्प दे दिया गया है।
Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla has said that India remains strongly committed to further building the momentum towards deepening of regional cooperation under the BIMSTEC framework and assiduously working towards making the organization stronger, more vibrant, more effective and result-oriented. Addressing an international symposium today, Mr. Shringla said the origins of BIMSTEC and India's journey as one of its founding members have a contextual rationale. He said Neighbourhood First and Act East, both of which are relevant for BIMSTEC, are the cornerstones of India's foreign policy. Mr. Shringla said India has played a proactive role in building capacities of BIMSTEC member states across various sectors of regional cooperation. The Foreign Secretary said BIMSTEC is unarguably a crucial link in connecting South and Southeast Asia. He said the Prime Minister has noted that BIMSTEC has emerged as a promising regional grouping to fulfill the common aspiration of its people and serve the shared interest of its member states. Union Minister for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Narendra today launched the Phase 2 of Mahatma Gandhi National Fellowship to create an opportunity for young and dynamic individuals to contribute to enhancing skill development at the grassroots. The 2-year fellowship seeks to combine classroom sessions by academic partner Indian Institute of Management to create credible plans and identify barriers in raising employment, economic output and promote livelihoods in rural areas. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Pradhan called upon fellows to act as catalysts of social change at the grassroots by driving skill development efforts. He also called upon district collectors and academic partner IIMs to facilitate the fellows and script a success story of change through this fellowship. Telangana Rashtra Samiti President K. Chandrasekhar Rao has been unanimously re-elected to the post at the party plenary session held in Hyderabad today. As part of election process, 18 sets of nominations have been filed proposing his name. Party senior leader M. Srinivas Reddy announced that all nominations proposed Chandrasekhar Rao as the party president. The TRS is celebrating 20 years of its existence.
India has administered over 102 crore 31 lakh doses of COVID vaccine so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Union Health Minister said more than 12 lakh 31,000 vaccine doses were administered in the last 24 hours. The minister said 18,762 COVID patients recovered during the last 24 hours and the national recovery rate stands at 98.18%. Till now, more than 3 crore 35 lakh people have recovered from COVID-19. Mission Yuva Swasthya, a special vaccination drive for college students in the age group of 18 to 25 years, began in Maharashtra today. Maharashtra government had announced this drive for the college students and teaching and non-teaching staff of the colleges in the state in order to provide the most important safety cover against COVID-19 after the colleges resumed their activities from the 20th of October. The state government had issued the guidelines for reopening of colleges and said that only those students and teaching and non-teaching staff will be allowed to attend the colleges who have been inoculated with COVID-19 vaccine. The Health Ministry has rushed a high-level multidisciplinary team to Uttar Pradesh where a case of Zika virus disease has been reported. A 57-year-old man from Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh had tested positive for Zika virus disease on the 22nd of this month. The multidisciplinary team has been deployed to assist the state health authorities for control and containment measures of the Zika virus disease. The team shall work closely with the state health department, take stock of the situation on the ground and assess whether the Union Health Minister's action plan for Zika management is being implemented. The team will also recommend necessary public health interventions for management of Zika in Uttar Pradesh.
Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla has said that journalists are the conscience keepers of the society and it is their responsibility to keep the vision and intellectual consciousness of the society friendly to the nation. Virtually addressing the students of the Indian Institute of Mass Communication today, Mr. Birla exhorted them to stand with the truth with a sense of fearlessness and impartiality to perform their duty diligently. The Department of Food and Public Distribution today took a meeting with all states and UTs to review the status of stock limit on edible oils. The department, under the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, sought details of action taken by the states and UTs on its order regarding stock limit on edible oils. The centre directed all states and UTs to ensure that the consumers get the benefit of the centre's initiatives on stock limit of edible oils. The centre also advised to speed up the process of issuing stock limit notification in all states and UTs before the festive season.
India's Chief of Army Staff General Manoj Narwane and Bangladesh's Chief of Naval Staff Admiral M. Shaheen Iqbal exchanged views on strengthening bilateral defence cooperation. Admiral M. Shaheen Iqbal is presently on a 7-day official visit to India, wherein he will meet various high-ranking Indian officials. Defence Ministry has said that during these bilateral interactions, issues relating to joint cooperative efforts would be discussed. These include coordinated patrol along the international maritime boundary line, bilateral exercise Bongo Sagar, conduct of naval training and reciprocal visits of delegations.
You're listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches PM Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission in Varanasi, says network for treatment and critical care will be developed across the country. 9 medical colleges in Uttar Pradesh inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, says UP will become the medical hub of northern India. Government determined to bring peace and development in Jammu and Kashmir, says Home Minister Amit Shah. MEA asserts India played a proactive role in building capacities of BIMSTEC member states across various sectors of regional cooperation. Over 102 crore 31 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered in the country so far. Recovery rate stands at 98.18%. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend 18th ASEAN-India Summit on 28th of this month virtually. Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan launches Phase 2 of Mahatma Gandhi National Fellowship, calls upon youth to act as catalysts of social change at grassroots. In Sudan, military dissolved civil rule, arrests political leaders and declared a state of emergency. And in T20 World Cup, Afghanistan take on Scotland in Sharjah. For quick updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मात नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मात नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
भारत के स्वतंत्रता संग्राम में अनगिनत स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों ने अपने प्राणों की आहुति दी. कुछ इतिहास में अमर हो गए और कई गुमनाम. आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव के अंतर्गत 75 कड़ियों की श्रृंखला में हम उन वीरांगनाओं की बात करेंगे जिनका योगदान कभी भुलाया नहीं जा सकता. प्रत्येक मंगलवार परिक्रमा में सुनिए अपराजिता, देश की वीरांगनाओं को आकाशवाणी का सादर नमन.
Welcome back. You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the 18th ASEAN-India Summit to be held virtually on the 28th of this month at the invitation of Sultan of Brunei. The summit will be attended by the heads of state and heads of government of the ASEAN countries. The 18th ASEAN-India Summit will review the status of ASEAN-India strategic partnership and take stock of the progress made in key areas including COVID-19 and health, trade and commerce, connectivity, education and culture. Important regional and international developments including post-pandemic economic recovery will also be discussed. Union Home Minister Amit Shah today paid his obeisance at Kheer Bhavani Temple in central Kashmir's Gandarbal district on the last day of his 3-day visit to the Union territory of Jammu and Kashmir. He was accompanied by the Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha. Earlier, while addressing a public rally in Jammu, he said that a new era of development has started in Jammu and Kashmir and nobody can stop this development in the Union territory.
मैं आपको बहुत भरोसे से कहना चाहता हूं कि मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में जम्मू और कश्मीर और विशेषकर घाटी के अंदर विकास के नए युग की शुरुआत हुई है. इसकी अनुभूति तो आपको होती है. मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूं 2024 तक आपको इसका अंजाम ही बहुत खूबसूरत देखने को मिलेगा.
He also visited the forward areas at the Makwal border in Jammu with Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha and interacted with Jawans and local residents there.
As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events are being organized by the government as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Jan Utsav, All India Radio brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is being conducted every Monday and Tuesday in morning news since 16th of August and will continue till 15th of August 2022. Now let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
On 25th October 1944, freedom fighter Hazara Singh was executed in the Red Fort by the British government on charges of waging a war against the emperor. Hazara Singh hailed from Jhangilana village of Hoshiarpur district in Punjab. He served in the Punjab regiment of the British Indian Army. When Subhash Chandra Bose waged war against the British Empire as the leader of the Indian National Army, Hazara Singh volunteered to join the INA. He served the INA as a Havaldar in the 3rd Guerrilla Regiment. Hazara Singh took part in the battles in Burma where he was captured by the British. The country will remain indebted forever to the selfless sacrifices made by these soldiers of the freedom movement.
On 25th October 1947, the erstwhile princely state of Mysore got its first democratically elected chief minister. Even after the rest of India attained freedom, Mysore continued to witness political unrest, seeking an end to the rule of the Maharaja. Therefore, the freedom struggle in Mysore continued after 15th August 1947. In order to end monarchy, Mysore Cello Agitation was launched, with political activists from across the region joining it. Heeding the call of the Congress, local community and volunteers joined the Mysore Cello movement to force the Maharaja to relinquish power and install a democratic and responsible government in the princely state. There was a massive assembly and show of strength in the city on 4th September 1947, in which hundreds courted arrest. In the melee, the police opened fire to disperse the procession, and a high school student died of bullet injuries, aggravating the situation.
Sensing the public mood, the last Maharaja, Jayachamaraja Wadiyar, conceded to the agitators' demands and announced his decision to hand over the reins to a democratically elected government, thereby accede to the Indian Union on the 24th of October 1947. The Maharaja's decision to step down paved the way for K.C. Reddy to become the state's chief minister on 25th October 1947. He was a member of the Constituent Assembly. After India's independence, he remained at the forefront of the Mysore Cello movement and went on to become the first chief minister of the state and served in the post from 1947 to 1952.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
The 67th National Film Awards were presented by Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu at a special function in New Delhi today. Veteran actor superstar Rajnikant was honoured with the prestigious Dada Saheb Phalke Award for his outstanding contribution to the world of Indian cinema. Malayalam movie Marakkar Arabikadalinte Simham, directed by Priyadarshan, was awarded the Best Feature Film Award. Sanjay Puran Singh Chauhan was given Best Direction Award for Hindi film Bahattar Hoore. Actor Manoj Bajpayee was awarded Best Actor Award for Hindi movie Bhonsle, and Dhanush got the award for Tamil movie Asuran. Kangana Ranaut received Best Actress Award for her movies Manikarnika, The Queen of Jhansi and Panga. Mr. Rajnikant called on President Ramnath Kovind at Rashtrapati Bhavan after receiving the Dada Saheb Phalke Award.
Minister of State for External Affairs V. Muralidharan will be leading the Indian delegation to the two-day-long 6th ministerial consultations of Abu Dhabi Dialogue to be held in Dubai from tomorrow. Abu Dhabi Dialogue is a regional, voluntary and non-binding consultative process between Asian countries of labour origin and destination, which serves as a platform to facilitate regional cooperation on contractual labour mobility, sharing of best experiences and learning from one another's experience. During the visit, the minister will have bilateral meetings with other ministers. He will also visit Dubai Expo 2020. Sudan's military has dissolved civilian rule, arrested political leaders and declared a state of emergency. General Abdel Fattah Burhan, who had been heading a joint council with civilian leaders, blamed political infighting. Protesters have taken to streets of the capital Khartoum and there are reports of gunfire. Military and civilian leaders have been at odds since long time. Ruler Omar al-Bashir was overthrown 2 years ago and a transitional government set up. Although the country remains in a deep economic crisis, there had been more international support and a military takeover will put that hugely at risk. Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok is among those reported to have been put under house arrest along with members of his cabinet and other civilian leaders. A statement from the Information Ministry on Facebook said those arrested were being held in an unidentified location. General Burhan has been heading the Sovereign Council, part of a power-sharing arrangement between the military and the civilian leaders.
In the T20 Cricket World Cup, Afghanistan were 152 for 2 in 17 overs against Scotland at Sharjah Cricket Stadium. Earlier, Afghanistan won the toss and elected to bat. Afghan cricket team is playing their first match of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup. All India Radio is broadcasting ball-by-ball commentary of the World Cup matches. At the stock markets, after a solid opening, key indices ended with slight gains today, but the rupee fell 19 paise against the dollar. A report from the Business World.
The Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange ended 145 points higher at 61,766 today. Nifty at the National Stock Exchange moved up 11 points to close at 18,125. At the Forex market, rupee depreciated 19 paise to 75 rupees and 8 paise against the dollar. Gold rose 182 rupees to 47,023 rupees per 10 grams at Delhi's bullion market. And in the international market, Brent crude oil futures moved up 64 cents to trade at $86.17 a barrel. Lalema Aneja Dang for AIR News.
The government today signed the share purchase agreement with the Tata Sons for strategic disinvestment of Air India. On the 11th of this month, letter of intent was issued to the successful bidder Tata Sons in the strategic disinvestment transaction of Air India. Government had approved the winning bid of Tata Sons Special Purpose Vehicle Thales Private Limited for Air India disinvestment at an enterprise value of 18,000 crore rupees on the 8th of October. And now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi will have mainly clear sky. Temperature will vary between 17 and 31 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature will be 24 degrees while the maximum is expected to be around 33 degrees. Chennai is expected to have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Temperature will vary between 24 and 34 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have partly cloudy sky. City will observe a minimum temperature of 24 degrees and a maximum of around 30 degrees. Srinagar will have partly cloudy sky. Temperature will hover between 5 and 18 degrees Celsius. Jammu will have mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature will be 13 degrees while the maximum will be around 29 degrees. Leh is likely to witness mainly clear sky. The minimum and the maximum temperature will hover between -2 and 12 degrees Celsius. Gilgit will have mainly clear sky. Temperature will hover between 7 and 20 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad will have probability of thunderstorms. The minimum temperature will be 9 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 24 degrees. Visakhapatnam will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. City will observe a minimum temperature of 24 degrees and a maximum of around 32 degrees. Thiruvananthapuram will have generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature will be 24 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be around 32 degrees. In Puducherry, there will be generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The temperature will vary between 25 and 31 degrees Celsius. Bengaluru will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Temperature will hover between 20 and 29 degrees Celsius. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches PM Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission in Varanasi, says network for treatment and critical care will be developed across the country. 9 medical colleges in Uttar Pradesh inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, says UP will become the medical hub of northern India. Government determined to bring peace and development in Jammu and Kashmir, says Home Minister Amit Shah. MEA asserts India played a proactive role in building capacities of BIMSTEC member states across various sectors of regional cooperation. Over 102 crore 31 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered in the country so far. Recovery rate stands at 98.18%. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend 18th ASEAN India Summit on the 28th of this month virtually. Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan launches Phase 2 of Mahatma Gandhi National Fellowship, calls upon youth to act as catalysts of social change at grassroots. In Sudan, military dissolves civilian rule, arrests political leaders and declare a state of emergency. And in T20 World Cup cricket, Afghanistan take on Scotland in Sharjah. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.